Well, I'm a little bit lost because I don't understand. How do I normally deal with the microphone?
You usually talk directly into it.
Right, but look at this thing.
Well, do you need some time?
I don't think I need time.
If you had some jotting to do, I just started talking into the mic to get some levels. And then
how are the levels?
And then suddenly it felt like the show.
I thought it was the show. You know why? Because when we make a connection, us two, that's the show.
Especially with the belch.
Don't include my belch. I don't like to belch.
I don't edit out belches. It's too.
You don't?
It's too fine a point.
Oh, you think it's too? Are you into hyper reality? Oh my God!
I can already feel you second guessing.
I hope the show. I hope the show's better than this. Oh my God! Oh my God! Damn it! God damn it!
You know what'll help?
What's that?
From the Thought Spiral Studios in Sherman Oaks, California. It's Thought Spiral. Oddly enough, the Namesake show takes place at the Namesake Studio.
Well, that did help. You know, a lot of times you wonder if the big, the bells and whistles don't help. Sometimes the bells and whistles.
Sometimes they give you a sense of place.
Sometimes I feel proud of how much we spend in production values.
I feel proud about it too, but in a Jewier way. Speaking of which, happy 5780 to you.
And I do this joke every year.
Yeah.
5782, but Mel Gibson is still writing I hate the Jews on his checks. Come on, it doesn't work? 5782.
No, 5780. Round number.
Why'd you say 2?
I didn't.
I said 2.
You did.
And this is the way arguments start. Oh, once again, I've made an error, though. I've brought my teeth. Can you hear them?
You brought your teeth.
Do I sound odd that I have teeth in?
Well, now I'm zeroed in. Yeah, it's a little.
But
otherwise, it's okay.
Okay, maybe we won't mention it again because I think it's okay.
It's fine.
Would you like me to do a soliloquy?
About your teeth?
No, would you like me to do the Merchant of Venice? If you bleed me, do I not squeal? If you hurt me, that's terrible.
If I have my teeth in, do I not sound funny? Is it your actual teeth? What is it?
It's a plate that goes in my mouth.
Okay.
And I think
because you sound so old when you say I have my teeth in. So please be aware of that.
I have to say that it does sound terrible. And even when you hear it's a replacement plate for 2 missing teeth on the bottom level, it doesn't make it sound any better.
It's not a bridge?
Too far. It is a bridge, but the reason why it's also a contraption, I don't want to get too technical.
I'd kind of like you to.
Because it's my 2 back teeth on the bottom.
Okay.
So it doesn't. If it was a bridge, it would really have to connect to another tooth. So it was a bridge that connects via a. Did you ever have a bike plate?
No.
Because you didn't.
Nor a bridge.
Because you didn't have braces.
No.
So I can't talk to you.
That's why I could eat corn on the cob through a picket fence.
I'm telling you what these people. Why they want these dental implants to eat corn on the cob? It's a shanda, if that makes sense. Well, Happy New Year to all of our Jewish...
Happy New Year, 5780, a good year, a sweet year to all, and...
And to all a good night. Well, it was exciting. And what did you do for the Rosh Hashanah?
Allison and I went to the beach for breakfast, brunch.
Are you claiming that's a Jewish event?
No, it's just a way to sort of observe the day.
I don't even know what Shana Tova means. What does it mean? Shana Tova.
It means Happy New Year. Good year.
How come I learned... Did I learn nothing from all my years in Hebrew school? No, I learned nothing.
Nothing seems to be the...
What was the point of it then? First of all, it was on Sunday. Why was it on Sunday?
You just went Sunday?
You couldn't go... Because you couldn't go... We can't do it on Saturday, right?
No, I did go Saturday for bar mitzvah training stuff.
But that's the day of rest.
I went Sunday, and then I went like 2 other days.
It sounds like it's against the rules.
So it's a much bigger loss to Judaism that I do nothing now. Than the fact that
Are you saying you were better a Jew than me? I guess you were.
I think at one point I was a better Jew than you.
Yeah, because you actually studied a thing, didn't you?
Oh, God. Oh, yeah, I was Jewy.
Like, what did you... But you didn't go to rabbinical school, or you didn't
go to rabbinical school, but I went to Hebrew school like 3 times a week for several years.
You went... I seed. Okay. I seed the most horrible trophy of all time. You had to go 3 days a week?
I fully know what I'm rejecting.
Okay, I have to say something.
It's just this vague thing.
Well, I really feel bad now because my whole life I know I'm drinking coffee. My whole life, I have felt that the fact that my mother claims that I said I wanted to play the violin. By the way, I am having voice issues, so it does seem to be a little soft for me.
You have your teeth in and your throat in.
I always resented that I didn't just drop out of violin and crack it over my head and throw it down the stairs.
Yeah.
It's
a good bit.
It's a good bit. I don't even use it comedically. So, but
I just mean the stomping and the throwing of the
I know. I kind of knew what you meant.
Okay.
But now so I always thought no one's been more tortured than me, because to me it seems ridiculous that a boy in 4th grade could not tell his mother he didn't want to play the violin after 2 lessons. I don't think it was 2 lessons, though. I think I was good early on. That's what the problem was.
Did they buy you a violin?
Yeah.
There you go.
It's over.
2 lessons. You don't drop the thing.
I know. Well, you're already reinforcing their...
No, I'm just saying that's what you were trapped into.
That's true.
That was part of the equation.
Yeah, that's exactly right. If I picked a kazoo, it would have been thrown in the garbage.
An investment was made, is what I'm saying.
Cheap harmonica. And you know what you're saying, I never realized. I mean, I should have realized.
But I think I'm saying you probably did realize it at the time.
I did realize that at the time.
If I tell them after 2 lessons, after they bought me this violin, I don't want to play it, they're going to have a shit fit.
Well, because I couldn't tell them anything.
Well, right. But
so why add this to the things I wasn't going to tell them?
But that was a predictable shit fit.
Well, let's say, here's what I very clearly remember. Okay. Going early to early sessions.
Okay.
That's exactly what it was like. Even if it sounded better than that, is that worth?
Did it sound better than that?
I think that's
a pretty good tone.
I like to flatter myself that I like to not give up on myself, and I like to say if I had ever put the time into the violin, right, I could have learned to play it well.
I would go one step further. If you ever liked playing the violin,
right?
I mean, that's the thing. You can't be good if you don't like doing it.
It's a horrible thing to play. It's like a torturous thing to turn your head. It's for a person who, not me, not a rock star.
Right.
I'm not, who am I, Vassal Clements?
Who am I, Dexy?
I just reminded that Andy Paley wrote a song, another joke for me.
Oh, good. Is it about his disease? Oop.
You idiot. He doesn't have, that's the kind of thing that makes you say things that makes me not be able to pick the back. I'm a chimp. So he wrote this joke for me, and the joke is, so Mussolini, I don't know if you know about Mussolini, he wasn't very good, killed a lot of people in North Africa. Right?
Did he give you this setup?
He did.
Okay.
But it's supposed to go on longer.
All right.
It's very depressing. And then they caught him at this hotel. I'm supposed to build it up further.
Okay.
They caught him at the hotel. It's like, and Mussolini's like, oh, I'm the asshole now? So, see?
All right.
So he's saying it deals into my wheelhouse. Oh, I'm wrong.
Right.
I'm wrong because...
Well, and it's one of those famous people saying a reductivist one-word phrase things that you do so well.
Is that what I do?
You've done many of those.
What does reductivist mean in this case?
Like boiling it down to
because I thought reductivism is almost always bad.
I'd probably misuse it.
Who cares, right?
It's a blowhardy.
You're complimenting me, right? Blowhardy. Blowhardy. I have a blowhardy moment in this piece. Did you get my comedy?
I got it, yes.
Okay.
I haven't sampled it yet. But coming up at the break, we'll tease it. Andy Kindler from Toronto. Fresh comedy, people. Fresh comedy from Andy Kindler.
And I comment about a scratch. You know the thing, the scratch.
Like
what's
a
it
record
called?
scratch?
Yeah. And I even say, oh, I wanted to sound just like a Techniques. And then I catch myself before I launch into other information that I think will impress somebody, that I know the names of the thing. Yeah. So that is not a good human trait. That needs to be, I need to comment about that and make myself feel terrible.
No, I think kids love hearing about 70s stereo equipment.
That's not who I'm doing it for. I'm doing it for like a guy in the audience who used to be a musician when I was playing, and he recognizes the reference and he goes, ha ha ha!
And that little girl was me.
That was very fun. Maya Rudolph, holy moly. That woman, she is so funny. Is that what you're commenting on?
I was commenting on the same thing.
Yeah.
On Kamala Harris.
She kept turning to the camera and saying, "Above the Law," Thursdays on TNT.
Yeah.
It was not even show, but I don't get the. Did you watch Billie Eilish? And should I be? What's my take? Is it not for me? Is it for children? Is it Lady Gaga the junior years? Is it this woman?
It's Lady Gaga Goo Goo.
First of all, you have never seen this performer before, right?
I've never seen her. No.
Right.
But that doesn't say anything.
That's true. That's true. Well, you're more into.
I've never heard of her.
That says nothing.
Yeah.
Right. You're not into anything more than I am. That would be like, oh, of course, Billie Eilish.
That person, current, I've heard of. That never comes up.
And what was your take on it? Did you have a take? I don't even care if you did, but I'm asking you. I don't know who this guy is. He's not. He means no harm. He means no harm.
Okay, I don't feel threatened.
He's just.
I have that sort of. I'm keeping.
I come in peace.
I'm keeping it. Luckily, this table provides the exact same distance I would keep from you in real life.
Which I think is wise.
Well, she did the royal wedding dance number thing.
What does that mean? Where you go in the ceiling?
Yeah, with the rotating room that Fred Astaire did. That was
right. That's what Susan pointed out. That the camera's locked down and the.
Yeah.
So she did that, and then did that.
You guys blowhardied each other?
No, I didn't get it. Susan had to explain it to me. I don't get. I still, even after Susan explained it to me, I still don't quite get it. Even when I told her I got it.
Okay.
But I don't know, and I don't quite understand the cameras. They even showed the camera being locked down.
Right.
So
the room rotates.
The room does rotate.
The whole room is on a gimbal. So that
so I've been on a show that was similar.
The ceiling becomes the floor, and everything is locked in place.
So it's like TV Wheel.
It is kind of like TV Wheel, except for entirely 90 degrees different.
Right. So that once, so in other words, it wasn't that impressive when she was hanging off the ceiling. If you thought that she was hanging off an actual ceiling, because if she was, that's good dancing.
Either way, it seemed to fool you.
Anything fools me.
Yeah, I know.
That's why I really would be. I couldn't go to a seance.
By the way, do you want your nose back? I still got it.
It's still depressing. That joke depresses me. No, I think I liked it when I first. I liked that one and the thing with my fingers.
Where the thumb comes off?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one.
Well, first of all, it's a cheap joke. You don't have to. You don't have to invest in it. So, what were we talking?
Oh, Jesus.
Dancing on the Ceiling.
Yeah.
Then the second song. Well, one thing she had that I did not have at her age, which I assume that she's a young person.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, looking at her, yes.
Yes, but how young? Is she 4? No, she's older than 4.
She's older than 4, yes.
And she's older than...
Under 30.
Oh. She looked like she could... Who knows? Who cares? And what were the other people with the outfits that matched her?
What the fuck, Andy? Why are you asking me to either justify or explain?
I'm not really doing it. You could have been more playful if you noticed they had matching outfits. The guy in the second song had a matching outfit, and in the first song they all had matching outfits. And you could have contributed more. But what did you do? You shut me down like you always do. And that's why I go on my blog.
It feels good.
And that's why I go on my blog every night and talk about on my Real Housewife style blog. We should be doing vlogs.
Yeah, we should.
Oh God,
get on that.
I don't want to be
set up the platform.
Hey, Chong Chong. So we don't need to talk about. People are not tuning in. It's so hard to do a show when we know that we're right on the eve of impeachment. Maybe for real.
Yeah.
Things have changed, Josh.
Things have changed just in this week. We were talking about it, shit approaching the fan last week.
Oh, my God. And now you realize
shit that... was suspended 1 inch in front of the fan when we last left you.
Yes, and now I can let go of my... Not anger at Mueller, but I was like, I wanted more from Mueller. He didn't deliver more.
Right. It's okay if you're angry at Mueller, Andy. It's okay.
I'm not angry at him. I just think his whole angle was, look, I'm doing this investigation. Let me just say right off the top, There's nothing this investigation can do because of the pre-existing schmeckle. That's not the way you go in. You go in and go, look, if I could have my way, or you wink, you do something. But the fact that this is happening in real time, bazunga! It's all happening in real time. He goes, yes, that is what I said in real time. Then Giuliani says, I went over there and I did that.
Right.
Well, how are you going to get out of it? I don't think you are going to get out of it.
I don't think they are.
I think this could be the unraveling.
And when you watch the Republican people try to defend them, you kind of go, they're not.
Yes.
There's not a real angle here.
You mean when Kevin McCarthy?
The whistleblower was secondhand. Okay, then let's look at the thing that he was referring to, the actual thing.
It's like when you hear these people. Ari Melber has good people on, and a lot of people have good people on. And they can just tell you that means absolutely nothing. Whether the hearsay thing,
right?
It's an absolute.
It's
dodge.
a fake whistleblower. What?
What? Yeah, right. Oh, the whistleblower. So that's good news for us, I think.
That's good news.
And when our movie's going to come out soon, and that's going to knock it out of the thing.
That is, and it just got another West Coast festival the following week, and I think in San Jose.
What are you going to go? Are we going to every festival?
No, I'm just telling our listeners.
Where are we going? We have to go to the first one.
We're going to New York.
And that's on the 19th?
Yes, it is.
It's in the afternoon?
It is, 1:30 p.m. on Saturday.
And then when do they announce the winners?
I don't know if there's winners or not.
Oh.
I didn't think about that.
Neither did I. But we don't have to stay on and do...
I'm leaving Sunday.
Oh, is that the day after?
Yeah.
I may have to do I don't want to brag about this, but it's not to brag, but I'm supposed to do a benefit back here. I'm not bragging. I'm just asking. I'm saying the most mundane. This is where my illnesses affect the podcast. Part of me right now is going, I got to remember to make my flight. Who wants to hear about this? It's not interesting. I'll get back to the meat of what people have come to this podcast for, me and you fighting over cheese. So we didn't win. We haven't won, but we won something. That's the thing I think.
Well, the weird thing happened was CJ, the director, found out on Friday that another festival had accepted and was playing their movie this weekend.
Right, we didn't mean to do that. That's
like
not our
he
game.
didn't know he was in the he didn't know they had been accepted.
Right.
And he called them and said, the premiere's in New York, can't do that. And they went, are you sure? Because you won Best Feature. And he went, oh, okay, maybe you can run.
Now, is that going to get I don't want to get upside down with the Chelsea people.
Well, he's cleared it with the Chelsea people, or I wouldn't be talking about it. But they understood what happened.
It's the golf.
So, but it won the Best Feature, and it was the version you saw that won.
I know.
So,
wow. Is what I say.
So it was missing lots of things.
Man.
So boom, it's a powder keg of.
Are you sure it wasn't Best Feature that hasn't not completed yet? Everything hasn't.
Best work in progress.
Yeah, it's looking good now.
No, it was not.
Well, I'm very excited about all.
So congratulations, CJ.
Congratulations to CJ, and
Johnny Torito says, "Hey."
Did you see Johnny Torito?
No, I talked to him on Twitter to see if he was going to New York.
Will he be there?
He's probably going to be there.
That's so great.
You hear that, Johnny?
What?
You hear that, Johnny?
Johnny doesn't listen to our. Do you think he's listening to our podcast?
Yes, he does.
But only because he wants his name to be. For his name, he likes the name dropping. Is what he likes.
Johnny name drop.
I've had no therapy since I saw you last.
I can feel that.
I think I want this tonight to be part of my therapy.
You didn't do another phoner?
Why do you say it mockingly?
I don't know, because I'm trying to get some zip going.
I saw a good movie on the plane.
Yeah.
It's called it's about the woman who loves giraffes. And it's about this woman.
That's what it's called? It's about the woman who loves giraffes?
I think it's called The Woman Who Loves Giraffes. I think I'm getting the name wrong, but it's this woman. Her name is Dag.
I don't want to stick my neck out. It's stuck.
It was a great movie, and it makes you like giraffes, and it makes you realize that hasn't been easy to be a woman. In case you thought that it was.
Right.
She couldn't even she wanted to study these elephants. She couldn't even get it. She started to lie.
Giraffes is what we're talking about.
I said giraffes. I said elephants a second time to let you know there are other mammals.
Are mammals animals?
I'm so sick and tired of you recalling the time I was stupid. I'm so angry at my own at my own inability to accept myself as an idiot. I hate that my father knew how intelligent everybody was and was constantly commenting on it.
Was he calling out their IQ number?
No, but he was like, he did not even care. He was like,
get a load of this guy. He's a 93.
Well, his was 183 according to my mom.
According to your mom.
Which it can't be, right?
Up. No, that would be, if it was, he did very little service to humanity. Let's just say he should have done more if it was 183.
Look, that's the whole thing. He had the world's highest IQ, and he had a beautiful mind. He's exactly like the guy in A Beautiful Mind.
Right.
Without the math skills.
He just drew on the windows.
What did you think he did?
He drew on the windows like the Beautiful Mind guy.
Oh.
Oh, man, you can take the wind out of a joke really fast. What was that?
I would never be the wind beneath your jokes, right?
No.
I'm the guy who bails on your bits.
Yes, you're the anvil beneath my jokes.
Endo?
Anvil. Oh, good.
I don't know about that.
He brought his teeth, but not his ears.
My ears are going, I think. I don't care what anybody says. They're going.
You don't, it's not that you don't care, it's that you can't hear what anybody says. Or it's a good thing you don't care what anybody says because you can't hear it.
Well, look how lucky I am. Lucky popped up during the podcast. I met someone who has tonight. How do you pronounce it?
Tinnitus?
That's how I pronounced it. He didn't pronounce it that way.
He's never heard it properly.
But he has it.
I know.
So, oh, is that how you mock the tinnitus? It sounds like it sounds like a terrible thing to have. I don't want it. And I asked if I
don't have it.
I asked if I could get it from worrying about it. No, apparently you can't.
No.
Have you suffered from it?
No.
What do you suffer from?
Fools.
Do you suffer fools gladly?
No.
No.
I hate it.
I can't stop laughing. And you know what? This should be funnier if I'm laughing this much.
Yeah.
I got no Twitter feuds this week?
Yeah.
Oh, I went with Susan she went with me.
To Toronto?
Yeah, and we both had fun there, but we're both exhausted.
Your shows are at midnight.
I know, the shows are at midnight.
How do you not be exhausted around a schedule that your workday starts at midnight every day?
Yeah, it's really hard. I did vomit once from anxiety.
Oh, wow, that's like a new trend. It's a one-a-week thing.
It's not once a week, but it happens. But it went away, and it didn't happen at the... I actually had... here's what happened. I had anxiety at this early show. This is the first time I felt like...
I can't do this at normal hours, people! Oh, God!
No, I threw up after the set.
Oh, okay.
But it was at this place called The Garrison.
Good closer.
It was at the place called The Garrison.
Yeah.
And I was opening up for Sean Cullen, who's a hilarious comedian who I love. And it was one of those things where I forgot that for most of my quote unquote career, the crowds have hated me. I forget. I've actually had a number of years of relative success with the crowds where I forgot that for a long time they hated me. I mean, really hated me.
Right.
And I didn't even give them information before the joke.
Right. So what? So all the resentment from those old days came back, or what happened?
No, what happened was, I was talking to Sean Cullen about depression. Because he has depression, and he was talking about it, and then I said, "Do you have anxiety?" He doesn't have anxiety, and then it just all of a sudden talking about it started getting me anxious,
right.
And then I started to get this weird feeling, and then when I went out on stage, I didn't feel good, but I felt like, okay, this is good. I know that if I had anxiety before, nothing is going to prevent me yet.
Right.
It hasn't prevented me yet. And then it did calm down a little bit on stage, and then I vomited.
Dr. Stage showed up.
Oh, well, the show must go on, Josh.
Sure, I know.
You know, I put on a good comedy show, even if I was vomiting
Sure.
and losing liquids. So no, but then I and I don't even like to say. I realized I don't like to say. I don't think I'm going blue by saying vomit, but it's not my favorite
It's
thing
not
to
blue.
say.
No,
What's that?
it's not blue.
Right. But after a while, I don't
Pinkish.
want. It's what?
Pinkish.
I don't want to be known as the vomiter guy. Like I don't want that to be my handle.
Well, you know. A, probably won't happen. B, maybe stop telling vomiting stories.
Well, I only tell it because it accompanies the anxiety.
Right.
And
But it actually seems to be a literal and figurative release for you.
yes, it does, and not in a way. Well, here's what happens. I can drink coffee more than a normal person can.
Right. Apparently, maybe not.
But if you're starting to feel, I don't drink as much as I used to drink because
Right.
I'm not self-medicating anymore.
Right.
I have the Adderall for that. And I have the stuff I get in the green capsules. Hey, you forgot to take the red pill. But if I'm going towards anxiety, the coffee doesn't help.
Right.
So, yeah. And I also don't want to encourage people to vomit before their shows.
After.
After's
better,
good.
it seems, yeah.
But there's some people who used to say they vomited before every
I think
show.
there's lots of people who do.
I don't like that.
I was never one of those guys.
You've never. You have had anxiety though.
I've had anxiety. It's rarely, and I have pre-stage jitters sometimes.
Right.
You know, just that adrenaline, like I'm about to go out in front of people feeling,
Yeah.
but not anxiety so much in that situation.
But it was actually good. I think when part of us wants to always have a successful whatever it is show, whatever.
Right.
And not having a
It's
successful
called the
show,
professional part of us, I believe.
when it doesn't happen, it's I can't say it's good while it's going on, but it
Right.
probably is good in general.
What a good show!
No, it's
I'm
probably-
sorry. I lost the thread. I'm sorry.
It's good that
Could be me.
it's without force. In other words, I could go down to a right wing Rotary Club or something and have a bad set. I could make myself have a bad set.
Right.
But it's just the fact that you don't always have good sets or you feel weird.
So I'm okay. Well, okay.
It's good.
I
for
got to
you.
go back to data.
Okay.
Was it a bad set?
Yeah. I thought I was saying funny things, and I got some laughs, but it didn't seem like a good set to me.
Okay. Well, you would know.
Yeah.
So no.
It wasn't a good set.
Okay. And so, do you think there was a way you could have had a good set there, or do you think that the anxiety was causing the not good set?
I think that the anxiety caused by the fact that I was an unannounced person on the show, and that was what he was doing all week, was like you didn't know who was going to open for him.
Right.
So I think the fact that maybe nobody in that audience experienced me before, that I sometimes at these festivals get a feeling of familiarity.
Right.
Like how are you? I'm Bobby Bittman already.
Yeah. No. I mean, you know, you have a way better shot if people know who you are.
At a thing like that.
Yeah.
So that they don't. So I think absolutely, had I not been feeling anxiety, and I could have, and also I'm always over exaggerating how poorly I'm doing anyway. So I am not a good judge,
Right.
Because I want more. If I was watching my set, I know that I'd be saying, "Just relax, you idiot."
Well, I mean, some sets are neither. Some
Yes.
sets are perfunctory sets,
True.
especially opening for somebody at a festival.
Right.
Some sets are you get through them.
I think the expectation of what things should be in almost every case is what causes me disruption.
Right.
And it's a good thing to be hopeful, and it's a good thing to want to have fun all the time. And it's a good thing not to want to be bored, and all those things are good goals, but it's just doesn't that's not the way life is.
No, I mean, I think there's probably I think fucking pack up some of your state of the industry jokes that are just jokes that you can say
Right.
for a thing like that.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's like load yourself up with some material. I hate
Yeah.
to say the word.
Try some material and see how that works.
Yeah. No, I mean, even if you came out with, the first 5 minutes of that,
Yeah. It's
where
right.
where you could where you could take command of the room.
Yes.
And then let them sort of slip into who you are.
I could do that.
More than trying to convince them to come to you so hard.
Well, the convincing here's the thing. Like when I get out there, I start talking and I go, well, I'm talking. I'm feeling good about what I'm saying. And, I'm attempting something. I've made my first attempt at a riff.
Right.
But when it doesn't land, it is usually in that situation because it's assumes some kind of familiarity. So it's good to not have to know that mostly you should be able to start from second one with stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I don't really. I guess.
In most situations aren't that, so it doesn't really matter.
It is nothing. Nothing really matters, but like I think there's something about when you get a little bit ahead of yourself and expect something to happen.
Right.
You kind of, in a way, are slightly taking yourself out of the moment because there's a certain assumption that I'm good, I'm popular here, or whatever it is in your mind that may make you less actually sensitive to what you're talking about. Like, what is this show I'm doing? Oh, I'm opening for show, some information about the show. I used to be so resistant to anything like that,
right.
to even
be in the moment, man.
Well, not even that, but it's like I knew I wanted, you'd have to update your 7-Elevens or whatever. But I was like, I would get mad if. I don't know. I would get mad at everything back then when I started. Did you get mad early, or because you had success?
I get mad at I had a nice path laid out,
right?
So it wasn't. I would get mad at specific gigs.
Yeah,
but I didn't lash out at the audience. I just fucking hate my life after, directly after.
I spent so many years lashing out at the audience. But then comedy also went through that terrible time period in the 90s when...
I think we're there again, man.
You do?
I really do. I've been really getting the sense. Did you see this thing about the Civil War of comedy coming up now between the...
Cancel culture and that stuff?
Yeah, that whole thing.
Well, I don't believe... See, I don't...
But what I'm sensing is that there's this sort of club comic thing. That, like comedy clubs are where we offend people.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense to me.
and I've sensed the crowds changing, over the last couple of years. And I don't do that many gigs.
Do you think they're more? Well, I'm assuming where you're going with it. I really don't know where you're going with it.
Well, what I felt like happened in the 80s, 90s switchover was there was a time where it was really cool to go to comedy. So generally there was really cool people who were into stuff, looking for new things, going to see comedy. And then the comedy got stale and they moved on. And then a bunch of people came in with their free tickets into these clubs.
Yeah. You're talking about the 90s now, right? Yeah.
And the crowds became more pedestrian and the comedy became more pedestrian and more, hacky, I guess, for lack of a better word. And you had to be sort of hacky in order to do well in those rooms. And that's what happened throughout the 90s. It got stale, and then the hacks kind of won out on the road, and as the road crumbled around them,
Yeah.
And I kind of feel like that change in the crowd has started to happen some.
But not from the cancel culture thing, or how does that work?
I just mean, I'm just starting to sense that feeling of, okay, if the clubs are becoming the domain of the hacky.
Oh, right.
And that's the crowds that are being appealed to, and comics who aren't doing that kind of stuff are starting to become afraid of being in the clubs, a la the alt comics of 91 and 92.
Right, but I haven't seen it affect the club scene yet, really.
Not yet.
So what are these people?
I'm being a futurist here.
Okay, but
a near futurist.
But do you see the like? Here's the thing. Like I don't know. We talked about this before. Cancel culture and all that stuff.
We've touched on it.
I touched it, but the point is,
as various people have been canceled.
Right, but to me, when that cancel culture thing, I came on Twitter and I said, Don Lemon was throwing out these theories about cancel culture, but the thing was what I was saying was I hate it when a guy when a guy just defines a movement that isn't a defined thing. In other words, we have to then agree that because this person lost their job or that person, that there is now a officially agreed upon environment. And I think it's like case by case because a lot of
I think it largely is too. But the article I was reading was really basing it on the Skankfest crowd.
Oh, what is the?
Don't make me explain. I don't.
No. I know, but the skank. But what is this a New York thing?
Yeah.
Oh, these are are these the formerly of the cringe people? Is it like? Is it
again?
Are you afraid to say who it is?
No, I'm not. I'm not informed enough to say who it is.
But I mean, in the old days, it'd be like that Anthony from Opie and Anthony, or it'd be Jim Norton in the old days.
I just don't know any of the people, so I don't retain their names.
Okay, well, the guy Shane Gillis.
Yeah,
we talk about him
a little bit.
Okay, I never heard the thing he said, but that didn't sound like. It never sounded like a joke. What he had said on the podcast when he was using the C word to refer to people of Chinese origin.
No, it was an idiot rant with comedy rhythm.
Yeah. So I just can't feel any sympathy. I just don't. To me, it's like I understand what people are saying, but you are a comedian and you're applying for a job.
It's like fucking, you know what it is like to me? It's like people fighting about being able to smoke on a plane.
Yeah.
You know? It's just like, do I think that people look for reasons to be offended? Yes, I do.
That's absolutely true.
And it's not an attractive quality in people.
No, it's not.
You know? But the joke that I wrote for you for Montreal is really dead on, I think, which is, you know, it's not like people just started to get offended. It's just they just started to be able to fucking tell you about it.
That's exactly. I will refer to your own material in defense of that argument because they never. It's like, and also when people say, you know how many people in the media, like people like Don Lemon and people like Chris Cuomo, they all started believing that campuses were these politically correct places, and
right,
and
which they are.
Well,
they are. They really are.
I don't know that they are. I have to go by the campus. When I went back to my school, it didn't seem that way at all. Where I went to school, it seemed the kids were more free with what they were saying than when I was there.
In what way?
Well, they had a stand-up comedy club,
yeah,
and they were saying anything they wanted to say. Like, you know.
Well, no, but I'm not saying that every performance space on every campus is, but in general, yes, campuses are incredibly politically correct places, which isn't wrong.
Right, I see what you're saying, but what I'm saying is like when they frame it, they try to frame it like because these white supremacists want to speak on campus, and then they want to say, "Oh, kids don't like free speech." It's like a lot of times the media they just hear about it. They don't understand. It's like with Antifa, they think all of a sudden, "Oh, there must be an
because
Antifa."
The media just covers fucking Twitter now.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
You know?
So it's like I'll give you a perfect example. I never would have liked. It's like like triggering, right?
Right.
You know, any issue you can see where someone says something about triggering, you can already see the joke that's going to be written about it.
Right.
You could also see your own tendency to make jokes about whatever new rule is in play.
Right.
Right. But the truth is, a lot of time, I haven't listened to certain things when they said, if you don't want to hear about, like on true crime things,
right.
this is about the murder of a small child. If that makes you uncomfortable,
right,
maybe you want to skip it. I don't think there's anything wrong with those things. And I think when they try to say,
I don't think so either, but I do think that and I think it's a generous thing to do for your audience in some ways.
Right.
But I don't think it's your responsibility to do that. And I don't think. And I think, where I think on campuses where it becomes a thing is if campuses aren't the place to go into big ideas,
right.
Then where is?
But that's not what these white supremacists and alt-right people
But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking more about curriculum things and trigger warning.
Exactly.
Students demanding trigger warnings from professors and,
Right.
I understand that there are triggers in the world, but I think everybody has triggers for things. People have triggers for bigger things than others. But again, I think it's a courtesy, not a requirement.
Right.
Societally, I feel bad, not just for the victims of things that have happened in people's lives, but the fact that people seem to lead with their vulnerabilities these days in a way that isn't healthy as far as I'm concerned, you know? Not that we shouldn't all be talking about our issues and problems and things, but to make them, so many people use their otherness or their misfortunes as their primary source of identity. Mm-hmm. And it's hard to navigate that.
Right.
Know, when everyone is the most vulnerable they can be. Right. You know, how do you be a sensitive person, you know, but still someone with some edge in the world, you know?
Yeah, I think it's a very difficult subject. I think that for myself, I just realized that I have so much anger at one particular thread of this that it's all of the, you know, it's all that phony Bill Maher. You know, Bill Maher sticking up for Milo Yiannopoulos. It's like a lot of bad people sticking up for bad people. It seems like that's the part of it I don't like, but it may make me blind to other stuff that's going on. And, you know, I know Jerry Seinfeld's wrong when he just assumes because he heard that working on campuses are bad now.
Yeah.
And doesn't, I know, so I know he's wrong.
Yeah.
And I know, like,
well, I can just tell as I'm talking that you're having little Twitter fights in your head with these people. So
I don't think I've had anything.
I don't know. I just you went off into this angry little other place while I was talking.
Well, no. I got into a Twitter thing when I talked about Don Lemon, and then people thought I was, and then Norm Macdonald retweeted it, and I said, "Oh, thank you, Norm," because he, I guess, is defending whatever. I don't know. Everybody's got their thing.
I don't know what you tweeted. So
it was basically about Don Lemon and Chris Cuomo talking about cancel culture, like, and misunderstanding Richard Pryor. It's like when they were just saying, yeah, there's this cancel culture thing now. I don't like that. You know, just like, yeah, there's like, you're a neoliberal or you're whatever. Part of these terms, which may have validity, have now been used so that once, if neoliberal is always bad, then it's almost like once you call someone that, you're defining whatever they're saying as this term that you've then decided is a thing.
Right.
You know, like I get that a lot online from people say, "Oh, you're older, a lot of you old white or whatever it is." Like, you know,
sure.
Yeah, I can't be liberal or something like that. You know, I can't accept Bernie Sanders because I'm old or
right because you're the patriarchy.
But he's older than me. He's older than me. So anyway, I know that but the thing about the Skanks Festival, I think like when they ruined, the thing that was really bad was like when they ruined Leslie Jones and they took her down and all those type of things. That they kind of like missed, you know, took all her language out of context. And
right.
I don't like when people try and destroy people, just to destroy them. I don't want to be destroyed by anybody.
I think that's what this really comes down to.
Probably,
your
right?
fear of being destroyed.
You would think I was, with this fear of being destroyed, you would think I'd be more into like Marvel films. Or, did you see The Joker?
No.
You're not going to see it, right?
No.
It's not good, The Joker. I'll tell you that. I haven't seen it, but I talked to someone who did.
Yeah.
It's not good. Because, first of all...
Some people call me Maurice.
That's not in the movie, is it?
No.
Is that how you would do the Joker?
It's in the song, The Joker.
That's not the song. If they're using that song, you're a joker, you're a smoker. It's all about Joaquin Phoenix being this horrible joker, right?
Yeah.
I thought you see these movies.
No. I see some.
Okay.
But not the Joker.
So you're going to, okay, so what else can we talk about? That's the first time we did it this week, though. How are you? How are you?
I'm very
What's
well.
happening in your life?
Oh, so much is happening.
Tell me one thing.
I went to the beach this morning.
Now, when you say you went to the beach, where'd you go?
To Paradise Cove in Malibu.
Oh. And so you just, is this because you're like a free and easy person?
That's all I am, baby.
So like you said, Allison, honey, let's do this. Or you planned it for a long time? Or you thought it would be a nice Monday to drive since all the Jews will be off the road?
That was part of it. No, it's because Allison didn't have class to teach today.
Oh.
So, and Allison really likes Rosh Hashanah, actually more than I, despite her lack of Judaism. She thinks this is a good time for New Year.
I wonder why that is. It has never had an effect on me. Can't get excited about it. I guess I can.
Judaism or
well, both. Okay. Judaism or calendars.
Oh, let me tell you, it's had an effect on you.
Yeah, well, it's made me annoying. Is that what you mean?
Well, that's just one side effect.
I love when I assume that you know something about me that I
don't take Judaism if you're allergic to Judaism.
Oh, by the way, I want to tell you, I saw the muffins guy.
You what?
I saw the muffins. And it really is
a lot of muffins.
It really is amazing. It's just amazing. It's just amazing that. Would you say that he's the comic relief in that commercial?
There is no comic relief in that commercial. There's no relief to be had in that commercial.
Well, isn't it funny how many muffins he's taking?
I don't know if that's a joke.
I think it's poor.
I don't know. I think that's just business.
That's just like having an empty, when you know like a pocketbook is empty or a suitcase is empty.
Yeah.
You know that he's doing that. Okay, let's go again. Or we'll throw some more, because the lead guy, he's reasonable about it.
The Trivago
spokesman. I just hope that the Trivago spokesman is not scathed by any of this, by the fact that the commercials are so terrible.
No, I think he's bogged down from the carbohydrates.
Oh, yeah. But I keep thinking they picked him for a reason that they picked him. And it doesn't seem to be working, but it's not his fault.
Why is any spokesman a spokesman?
Well, some people are fun. I like Stephanie, who plays the progressive lady.
Yeah.
She's funny. She's a comedian. She's a funny comedian. This guy seems dodgy. The Trivago guy. He's like...
Where are you on Patrick Warburton?
Okay, those commercials, I think Patrick Warburton is very funny.
Uh-huh.
I think, and here's the thing, I know that makes me look petty. I'm not doing anything, just sitting around criticizing. Just have him be himself. Don't put a headband on him. Don't put the guy from who's this guy coming?
Tony Little, I think is his name.
Yeah, what's the point of that? You look good, Patrick. I know. The joke about I've lost the weight is a terrible pun. It's a terrible pun.
Yes, it is.
He's funny.
Uh-huh.
So, don't you think he was funny on Seinfeld?
Yeah.
As Putty?
Yeah, literally 20 years ago.
I think he's a funny guy. But I don't know what you do with the commercial at this point.
He's a one-trick pony. One trick is all that host can do.
Okay, well, I don't know. I don't write people off like you do. I don't like the current wave of those commercials. I don't even know what that commercial is for. Is that another Geico?
It's a national car rental ad.
Oh. It seems like it's all done by the same ad agency.
That and the catheter ads.
The catheter ads are the greatest ads I've ever seen because there's so many levels to that. There's this guy who I hope is using more than, you know how many crashes there have been because I'm watching the Ken Burns thing, the country music thing.
Yeah.
And I like when he goes in on the photo. I like when he comes out of the photo. So there's a crying Patsy Cline. First of all, here's the thing. I thought you really did nail it with Ken Burns.
Yeah.
We talked about him last week because I watched some of that country music thing. It's like his stuff is almost as bad as the CNN documentaries.
In some ways, there's more information. But
there's more information, and it's good that you always enjoy watching them. But you realize that he doesn't have a point of view really.
Right.
So he's really throwing in a whole bunch of points of view, and he's making his own artificial. This ended when that began. So like the Patsy Cline plane crashes.
Right.
So it doesn't seem like It just seems like he keeps picking up stories, and that there's no central.
Those arbitrary groupings, kind of.
Yes, arbitrary groupings from the last person he heard about country music. But that person should not have been flying that plane, just like John F. Kennedy Jr.
No, would you have Bruce, your manager, fly you in a plane?
It was the manager.
It was her manager, yeah.
Well, no, but John F. Kennedy Jr. He knew he couldn't fly from if you can't fly using instruments, you can't fly. I don't get this thing like you shouldn't be up at all. If you go, oh, I'm good until a cloud comes in. I'm great unless something happens to my horizon line.
Right.
You have to know how to use instruments. That's why we lost Patsy Cline in that thing.
True enough.
But I loved watching Johnny Cash, and I didn't really know. Are you that familiar with? First of all, is Waylon Jennings alive?
Waylon Jennings is not.
Okay.
No.
But I realize I haven't seen him enough. Because I would like to see more of his stuff. And and Willie Nelson.
I wasn't really a Waylon Jennings fan because just the good old boys, never meaning no harm. Beats all you never saw. They're in trouble with the law since the day they were born.
Oh, well, who
straightening the curves?
Well, who did Mamas Don't Let Your Babies Grow Up to Be Cowboys?
The Dukes of Hazzard theme.
Well, that was, see, if I'd watched those horrible shows, I probably would never have liked country music. Because those shows are not what I'm talking about.
Come on. Dukes of Hazzard is what you're talking about.
You
just don't know it.
What were they? Were they all from the South?
Why, yes, they were.
Did they do like stunts? Were there a lot of driving?
There was driving.
What's the difference between that and Cannonball Run or something like that?
Spiritually, very little. Money flow, very different.
But
that was not the sigh of a broadcaster, by the way.
No, it wasn't. But I did. But when you realize how great, I mean, it's obvious to say this, but how great Willie Nelson is, how many amazing songs he's written.
Yeah, he's great. Love Willie.
He wrote Crazy. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I thought it was a good doc. I thought I enjoyed watching it, but
right.
I didn't really think it was a great doc because of what we talked about.
Because exactly.
His stuff is as formatted as VH1 I Love the 80s or one of the CNN shows.
And even I was thinking about the Peter Coyote thing. It is like if you don't change anything ever.
Right. It's one long doc.
It is one long documentary.
Yes.
So what a racket.
So my doc, so close to being done. I spent all last week doing music, replacing music cues with score, and all the music is in now. And it's all mine, baby. All mine.
Is that your crazy guy?
And Jerry, my sound guy, we were talking one day, and I asked him, I had this old synth, this old ARP Quadra synth that I've had since 1985, I think. And
what is? I don't know what that is.
It was an old analog synthesizer, like it was
like a Moog,
Moog, whatever.
I think it is Moog. I don't know.
Moog and ARP were competitor companies.
Oh, okay.
So the ARP Quadra came out in 1979, and in 1979, it was the shit. It had like 4 synthesizers in it, and tons of knobs and sliders and shit. So it looked really cool, which is why I kept it all these years. But I bought it with like the last of my bar mitzvah money.
Wow.
And I've just been sort of dragging it around my whole life. And, I was going to make it into a coffee table at one point, which is part of why I kept it. And then I got married,
All your bachelor ideas out the window.
Exactly.
In your man cave.
And so, but Jerry, my sound guy, I was talking about, I was like, hey, do you know anybody, who's into these things, who might want this thing? Because I kind of wanted it to go to a loving home. I didn't really care that much. But he's like, no, but we can put it on eBay. I do that. I've sold a lot of gear on eBay, and we can sell it for parts if it doesn't work. And so I was, all right, I'll bring it over. And it's like almost like a 50-pound thing, and it's like it's all metal, and it's And so I bring it over to his house, and I didn't have a power cord for it anymore, but he happened to have a power cord that fit it, and it worked.
Wow.
The thing worked. It lit up and still worked. And it made.
Did you used to work it?
Yeah, kind of. I was never, you know me and my hobbies. Not very deep. Not a lot of patience. But I made lots of, it had good string sounds. So it made good synthy keyboard sounds for what I wanted at the time. So we sold it for a bunch of money and enough to pay for all the music cues and remixing that I'm doing.
Are you kidding me?
No, so I'm very happy.
So, but you didn't know it was worth money.
I knew it was worth, I knew it was worth at minimum $1,000 or more just for parts.
Yeah.
But
it was better than it was like an Antiques Roadshow thing.
Yeah, it was good.
I'm very happy.
So it didn't pay for all the music in the movie, but it paid for all the shit I'm working on.
That is great. Does that mean that gets me hopeful about my my Tascam 4-track cassette studio?
No,
not that.
No,
nothing.
Put the governor on
I already
those
gave
hopes.
it away.
Okay.
Gave it away to the.
You didn't make a mistake.
I didn't make a mistake. Wow! I also saw a documentary about Big Star. Do you know that music?
Yeah, we've talked about how you never heard of them before on a previous show, I think.
I forgot that because I just saw this 2 days ago.
Alex Chilton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot that I saw them again.
No, you hadn't seen them. You hadn't heard of them.
Yeah.
I was trying to explain to you in an earlier show.
And now I heard they were just this whole so much stuff was going on in Memphis.
Yeah.
Because the other Ken Burns thing was from Memphis to what was that? Was it Johnny Cash or a bunch of those? They built all these studios on Music Row or whatever they called it.
Well, Sun Studios was in Memphis.
Oh, Sun Studios was. Okay, and then the Bradleys and I should watch more carefully. Johnny Carson.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the worst recounter.
I'm glad that maybe that's why I never kept a job at The Daily Show, because reviewing isn't for me. But I was only supposed to review things for comedy reasons, but I really am not very articulate. Being articulate is something that helps in that world.
Yeah, it's true.
I don't really paint a picture.
No, you're impressionistic at best.
And I read the book review in the New Yorker.
And when I say impressionistic, I mean you do impressions by saying people's names over and over.
I got interviewed by someone writing about Skip Bittman, the younger brother of Bobby Bittman.
Yeah.
The Rick Moranis.
Yeah.
Someone in Canada is writing an article about him.
A fictional article about an article.
Oh no,
about
it's about Rick. I think it's about Rick Moranis more, or they're getting but I don't know exactly what he's writing about. But I saw the bit where he takes the reel-to-reel tape recorder.
Yeah.
On the Sammy Maudlin show.
Yeah.
I think Bobby Bittman is one of my favorite characters of all time.
Very funny character. I was interviewed. I did I had to do an email interview, so I thought of you this week.
I'll never do them again. What made you start comedy? Well, I was starting it with a bicycle. And
I never stopped. But it's it was an article for Vulture, and it's about people who've left or gotten fired from popular shows. And so, I talked about Mystery Science Theater. And,
so you have to answer these.
Well, and he was like, don't, everyone's going to be anonymous. I'm keeping everyone's names anonymous. And I'm like, I'm not really that worried about anonymity so much as
content,
so much as looking like I was trying to be anonymous when it's obviously me. so go ahead and use my name.
Please use my name.
I'd rather not
Don't
dance
bury
around,
I think there were many people early on who didn't get enough credit for what they originally put into the show. And I think
after all I went through with my gumball machine puppet, said one source.
Let's just say that some people weren't treated fairly. But no offense.
Right.
Keep my name out of it. Wow. Did you finish it?
Yeah.
I'm still coasting on the fact that my 2017 taxes are in.
That's good.
It's come on, Papa.
There was another year in between.
What? No, I'm so close to being done on 2018. Then it'll only be the album when I get the album out.
Oh God.
Boop, 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 boop.
How's that progress coming? Anything? Are you doing anything?
The one thing I hate
Is there
about
anything
you.
you're
Let me tell you the
doing
thing I
to-
do hate about you.
No, there's lots you hate about me.
No, I don't. The only thing that I do.
Item 37.
Okay, I have a thought yourself. You really are a Schadenfreude person. You love that I haven't put this album out.
I do.
I know.
You know, with
Yeah,
your
but there's no
with your
excuse.
real problems, I have compassion. With your stupid problems, where someone needs to
Why do
push
you have
you,
why even compassion for those? They sound so boring.
they're a
now, the
little
problems.
old.
I vomit, so I vomit.
I'll admit-
Yeah, that's right.
I'll
Even-
admit I know more about your thought process than perhaps I need to.
I was
but-
hoping it would be a deep river that we keep
but
going
my-
back to.
My point is, this is stupid. You need to put your stupid
Are you calling
album
me
out.
stupid?
I just did one. I know what's entailed.
How long did it take you? I've only had 7 years,
I
6
know.
years.
Recorded
Okay,
in
you're right.
April, released in July.
Well played.
And I'm very excited about the cover art even.
Well played. Well played, sir. Let's bring well played back in. Well played.
Well, speaking of well played, let's do a break and
Yes.
we'll well play some of your
Yeah, this is my comedy.
your unreleased free material. He'll give it away, people.
Oh, if I just have to give
He
it
won't
away.
sell it, but he'll give it away.
I'm a bad person. You happy now, Josh?
Yeah.
That was the greatest use of scratch ever. That's the only time, in fact, I've enjoyed the scratch in the last couple of years. Are you kidding me with that? That scratch, first of all, it sounded like it was a real Techniques turntable going backwards. Am I right? I hope that's the right turntable. All I care about is knowing things. I don't care about comedy. I don't care about a career, apparently. And they say I don't have funny faces. They just say they're too old. That's what they say. I'm joking. My career, what a treat! I can barely fit this schedule in, folks. You're lucky. Consider yourself lucky. I don't even have. My doctor said don't even do material at JFL 42. You got to rest up to your big things going on back home. Exactly. What are you gonna do? You're gonna scream your heart out, and then you're still in Canada. What's your 5-year plan? Saskatoon? I get to the essence of the joke. Now, I get to the essence of the joke. I mean, you know what it's going to be. Who cares what it's going to be? The joke is Medicine Hat, Twist Current, Moose Jaw, Vancouver, BC. Newfoundland. Hey, where are my peeps? Where are my peeps from Newfoundland? Where are my marshmallow peeps? I brought 2 boxes of them yesterday, and someone stole them out of the green room. And someone doesn't return them tonight. Imagine that this is all the kind of comedy I did. All right, now listen. Marshmallow, where's my peeps? Marshmallow peeps. That's not comedy. That's like an old Jewish man doing his impression of what the kids are saying these days. My mom was pretty hip when I was a kid. Pretty hip for her time period. My mom, she'd say things like, the phone is off the hook, she'd say at me. Somewhere in the house. In the house. In the house, she would say. Phone's off the hook in the house. Sometimes she'd yell at me outside. I'm on the front lawn. I hate the details of jokes. I'm out on the front lawn. Andy, come back in. Your friends are in the house. See, we could do with the first in the house. And I thought I found a new thing to the joke. note to self, which I would never remember. Or mental. These are the greatest. People make a mental note of it. Why don't you just tell me you're never going to remember it? How can you possibly? Yeah, jot that down. I'm going to jot that down on my frontal lobe. Prefrontal lobe. I knew things about the brain. I could get so many. Look at that. You could hear during my jokes one person's ice in a glass. So quiet. So quiet. People hanging on the edge of in the center of their seat, waiting for how hilarious the punchlines will be. How hilarious! I have never really believed that there is amplification, and that's why I've been yelling since 1984.
Well, that was something else,
That was
huh?
something. You still got it, Andy.
Can you believe it? I still can do jokes.
Yes.
You would think at this point I'd be done with them, but
that you can do it in French like that is.
That's the thing that was very impressive.
Okay,
N'est-ce
I
pas?
haven't listened to it yet.
N'est-ce pas? No, okay. We're back.
Alex, our producer, I had lunch with Alex the other day.
Oh,
that was a delight.
I owe him a call. And
You do.
For real.
He said that, in fact.
Yes.
And,
Did you treat?
no, he insisted on treating.
I don't know why I'm making it.
I think it was on the company.
Yeah, why am I making it like you wouldn't treat?
He was show busy.
Yeah.
We were talking shop.
Did he make you sign a voucher?
Of course.
Did you eat it at? You don't tell me.
We ate at Arts Deli.
Is every sandwich a work of art?
It is.
Yeah. That is a good place. It's centrally located. And have you ever taken a bow?
That's
Take
gone.
a bow?
That place is gone.
Oh. You know, when I was in there, I was like, how long could this continue?
How long can a pun go on? Pun restaurants aren't a good,
Right.
Are a bad
Take
arbiter.
a bow, right? As your restaurant, forget about it. For sure. For sure.
Welcome to my place, Harbingers.
I like when someone online will do a thing about what someone else tweets, and then they'll come back at them with Karen. They'll tag me.
Yeah.
Well, if you knew what happened to Karen.
We've created a little world.
I like it. I like it.
Little world here, Andy.
It's like it's like our show is Mayberry, and I'm Barney, you're Andy.
Yeah.
You know, I don't like metaphors or analogies.
I like this one.
You do? Because I'm the idiot in the thing? Well, you know, Ange. I'm the one trying to be funny, and you're just the regular guy?
Yeah, exactly.
Now, Barney, Don Knotts is funnier than me. I don't know what I'm saying. Just kill me. I think eventually
I think you're dead on there. You're finally making some sense.
You shouldn't let me put myself down. You'll say you're up there with the greats. You should say, up there with the greats. Oh, don't look at me
You're
with
up
those.
on Mount Rightmore.
That's a great joke. You're going to end up on Mount Rightmore. Come on. That's the best ad lib we've had ever. I'm not going to write down. It's yours, Mount Rightmore.
It is. God damn it.
If you don't do something with that, I don't know why that has to be done.
I will
with.
use it to insult more than just you. I promise you.
He thinks he's. Is that's the first time he said it, though, right?
It is, yes.
Right, more. Yeah. I wish I was like, how come I don't have a career like Stephen King has?
Still jotted it down as if it was yours.
I don't want it to be. I did write it down
Let's
like
just
that.
be clear.
No, I know it's yours. I know. Why are you texting me during the show? Oh, an hour ago. Oh, you did the smiley face.
I did the laughing face because you sent me your set.
See?
I did the 2 tears laughing face. That's the highest form of laughery.
I don't use emojis because I'm so cool.
Should we get into some questions? So I
think we should
get
get to
the
questions because
door?
you want to get the hell out of here, and obviously you'd rather have a different partner. Is this the guy who will insult? I will insult me before you get there.
I think so.
Yeah, it's that guy. Yeah. You know what? I suck.
I don't put yourself out because I got good stuff.
You think Mount Rightmore is the whole thing?
All right, more. I think,
Oh, I see.
I think it's tonight's takeaway.
It is tonight's takeaway, and it could be a shirt. It could be a T-shirt.
Our pictures was just Mount Rightmore.
There's just something about the quality of us selling merch. It doesn't have that Mick Jagger Rolling Stones feel.
It doesn't, but either do we. Let's be honest.
Let's not be honest. We're more vital. We are together. We're with it.
We can get satisfaction.
That's the big difference.
Yes. Yoshi Yamamoto.
Yoshi Yamamoto.
Hey, Yamamoto. Y to the O to the S to the H to the I, Yamamoto. Y to the O to the S to the H to the I, Yamamoto. All right.
Hello, Moto.
Shana Tova to my comedy rabbis.
All right.
As both part Indian and part Jew, allow me to apologize for Purusha's Hinduization of the Hebrew holiday. We're mending spirals here in the year 5780.
What did Perush do? Did he Hindu it up?
When he wrote Rosh Hashanah last week, it looked very...
Oh, yeah.
One word.
Yeah. We are so tired of... I am so tired in general of the Hinduization of our culture.
I know. You know what word I heard today on our friend, our daytime companion, MSNBC? Beclowning himself. He beclowned himself, which I like a lot.
And didn't Bob De Niro say, fuck him, on
Yeah.
Sunday show?
Yes, he did.
I like that. Fuck him.
Well, we're here on cable, so that's not an FCC violation, but it is Sunday morning, Mr. De Niro.
Yeah, that Brian Stelter.
Yeah.
Was he trying to be funny then, or what was he?
No, I think he was trying to damage control. I think he was trying to prevent a cocksucker from coming out.
How did De Niro react to the... I never saw the clip.
He was like, you can't be calm about this. These times, there's people being too polite.
You talking to me?
Too polite. Fuck them.
I just kept thinking about the fact that whenever he would go on Letterman, he'd be like a robot. He hated to go on Letterman to promote a movie, because maybe that's what it was. But no, Letterman wanted to just come on. He'd be so stiff. But he wants to go on to the Brian Stelter show? I don't know what I'm saying.
He's coming into his own now. He's fine.
I think he is. Well, also, he cares about the country.
I think so.
Going down the tubey tubes.
I think we've pushed Robert De Niro too far. And historically, not a good move.
You sound more like me tonight vocally, like trying things. You know how people go on
usually I don't do much vocally in a show.
I don't mean like that. You have your 40, you have your very special night.
Of two voices.
You have the very special poker game in heaven.
I check, sweetheart. Yoshi also says, Test Show 125 was a testament to why I relate to you guys so much. The smart but mean relatives hit home. In my case, I got the praise Josh received for being intelligent, but with the general conditional love aura of Andy's parents. Might be the worst of the three.
Cool.
That wasn't cool. That's sad for him. He's saying he got the sad parts of our childhood all wrapped up in one.
Wait, okay. I spaced out on this thing. So let's take it again. Take it from the top.
Okay. Test Show 125 was a testament to why I relate to you guys so much. The smart but mean relatives hit home, meaning I talked about people in my family who were smart but mean.
Got it.
In my case, I got the praise Josh received for being intelligent, which I did, but with the general conditional love aura of Andy's parents.
Oh, that's not good.
Might be the worst of the three. No, I think Andy's is still worse. Because he was stupid and abused.
Yeah. And by all rights, I shouldn't have been treated well.
All right. Here, let's lift ourselves up with some Michelle Wisecarver.
Hi, Michelle Wisecarver.
Very excited to hear that the Michael J. Bardock is getting close to completion, Josh. And holy shit, guys, this whole The Fiddling Horse thing is getting very real. Film festivals, premieres, good word of mouth. I can't wait to see it. Plus, number 125 was hysterical.
Thank you, Michelle. Your stuff, I don't want it to go to my head, but it does. It makes me happy. And why shouldn't I feel good about myself?
Makes him quell.
I'm kvelling. I mean, after the tough love from Josh tonight, it sure feels good.
Shut it down, okay?
I like that voice. Hey, shut it down. Hey, Kindler, shut it down.
Dana Schwartz says, in Toronto, I laughed very hard, parenthetically alone, when Andy started talking about myasthenia gravis, sounding very serious. The people around me turned and stared at me in horror. I knew too much, and I loved it.
Well, he doesn't have myasthenia gravis.
No, I think he's saying that
he knew.
He was already on board when you started talking about it,
yeah.
Knowing the backstory of how I warned you off this material.
Well, that was
Dana also says Andy's shows in Toronto were incredible. Enjoyed every minute of him and his alt guests. And I'll bet he's been saying there's a really lot more to this Dana Schwartz guy than we thought. Love you, pal. Yeah, now he's an actual physical threat.
No, we've been talking nonstop about. Well, he doesn't even know. You don't even know that I got. That Dana bought me a hat.
I saw he showed me a picture. He sent me a picture of you looking like Newsies.
It's and that's the thing. Are we ready for that to take off again?
Newsies?
When the
Newsies look?
Yeah, when the movie hits.
You're ready to hike up your trousers to your knee?
Well, I also, when Dana was in the audience, I was very aware of, to make sure that I mentioned Thought Spiral. So I think I mentioned it almost every night.
Good. Thank you.
For a change.
Yes.
Well, thank you, Dana.
So Dana was there in Toronto.
Yes.
Beautiful. Greg Kelly says the Twins have never won a postseason game at newish Target Field. Will today, as this airs, be the day? I'm not asking you guys. I'm asking legendary baseball fan James Mason.
So, James, is today the playoff?
Oh, yes. The Twins are playing against the New York Yankees.
To get the wild card?
No. This is the divisional series. Yes.
Oh, okay. And
the Twins are divisional Central Division champions. You see, and
what's their chances?
I think their chances are very slim, to be frank. Historically, their record against the Yankees is abysmal, is the word. But it should be a home run derby between the two teams, for sure. Two prodigious home run hitting teams.
You're going to need to, in 3 weeks, we're going to have to turn this into paid cameos.
Apparently, he thought it would make him a big man. Anything but.
Did I already miss the wild card playoffs?
No, that starts this week.
Oh, okay. Oh, so the lineups are set, though. Minnesota is playing the Yankees in the best of 5?
I believe it's a best of 7.
That's a 7.
Yes.
I didn't request that you continue the James.
I didn't need you to request it.
Are you one of these people who it's so hard for you to get back out of the character?
What character are you speaking of?
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Don't look me in the eye when you speak to me.
You're like a regular James Carrey.
I'm a whom?
Jim Carrey. You had to speak to him.
I'm a her? Adam Nicolitz says, have you ever walked out of a movie or concert? Yes, I have. Both.
I don't think I've ever walked out of a concert. Maybe I have. I have walked out of movies.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything right now, but I wouldn't mind to make a stir and walk out of a movie.
No, I've never walked out in a huff.
No.
I've never made a scene, but I have left both concerts and movies. Because you just go, you know what?
Yeah, and also...
My time is better spent elsewhere.
Well, also just the idea of, complaining doesn't sound good.
Yeah, no, I didn't complain either.
I'm sorry, I took a sip of coffee, and what do you want from me? I'm the bad guy? So Mussolini says, I'm the bad guy? Don't you dare. Don't you dare.
I'm trying to think of one good story. I don't want to go through all the things I hated, but I did leave. I left. I'm trying to think of someone I loved who I left, and Etta James I left.
Why?
Because it was rough, and she was well into dementia, and she went on this sort of anti-Semitic rant on the Jewish guitar player. And
with their guitar player?
Yeah.
Was he a Jewish fella?
Yes, yeah, he was. She pointed that out.
I got to tell you, I'm Etta James going through...
I want to hear your impression of demented Etta James.
Skid, about it. I hate the Jews. I can't believe you brought up Etta James being anti-Semitic.
I don't know if Etta James was. Demented Etta James was.
Oh, God. Okay, well, Talk about
But I didn't even leave because of the anti-Semitic rant. I left because it's just vocally it was rough that night.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a great. It was.
How was the crowd in general?
Not as I don't know. I think they were probably appropriately into it.
Right.
But it was at the Wiltern, and there was kind of a period at the Wiltern. It seems like where it just got shitty, where it was like where it became sort of open floor kind of a room and
How is it
bar
now?
at
Is
the
it better?
back, and yeah, it was better. I played it on a couple of years ago with Segura, and it was great.
Yeah. I hadn't played with them. I'm in the couple.
Mouth Almighty says, how do we, the Thought Spiral minions, petition for a Bob's Burgers Mort episode?
I think well, here's the thing. If you believe that petitioning is a way to make sure I won't get back on the show, I think petitioning never works for the petitioner.
But if you do petition them, make sure you let them know that Andy put you up to it.
Yeah. Yeah, make it very uncomfortable. Why don't you threaten not to watch the show anymore?
Andy says.
Andy says. I missed the premiere party.
Missed or wasn't invited to?
I think I was invited. Oh, you must have missed it.
I'm not big on false narratives. You might have noticed. Mouth Almighty also asks, Josh, how about a back pain update? Was the surgery a success after all? No, the surgery was not a success, and I will have to have another one should I want this problem corrected.
Well, do you feel like you need someone to say that you think it's going to work more than this guy who was? You going to go back to him?
Probably go back to him. I mean, he is like a renowned surgeon.
God damn it makes me angry. I don't know, but you're
didn't make me happy either.
And no improvement. So exactly the same?
No, slightly worse. Slightly worse than before. David Gogo says, do you think the evil cocksucker will actually get impeached?
I think he will.
Who are we talking about?
I think he will get impeached. I don't know.
I think he undoubtedly will get impeached. Whether he will be removed from office and convicted is more of an open question.
It's more of an open question.
I tend to think he will be
convicted, right?
Yeah, I do. I think there's going to be.
They'll fold like cheap suits at some point.
I think they will. Well, I just think that the only loyalty Trump has is fear.
Right.
And once that fear goes away, the loyalty is based on nothing else.
Yeah. So
as soon as it's clear that he's done,
right.
I mean, I think it could get to a point where it's clear he's not going to be reelectable, but not necessarily removed from office. At which point,
people will say
they'll go, "Let's remove him from office."
And then we have Pence for 2 months.
Yeah.
But what if he's implicated?
Then we have Nancy Pelosi.
Yep, boo-boo-doo. Let's have them all have a heart attack. Yeah, I think the way you're saying it's going to go, I think it's going to be extremely gratifyingly exciting, though. I hope it destroys the Republican Party as we know it.
It's not going to help.
Yeah, and I just feel like there's got to be something good about another point of view, but it's not this GOP. You see why now I'm not on political shows.
Your punditry.
You know what? I don't like it, and I hope it gets better.
Jack Germond.
Jack Germond.
Jeffrey Oliver says, Andy, I agree with Don's complaint about your website from Test Show 125. Let me manage your website. It's what I do for a living. I'll keep it up to date with your tour schedule, video, podcast, and everything else. We can keep the moody Jews look, too.
This is an argument that either I take it over myself and I do something with it.
Yeah.
Or, I tend to turn into a Squarespacey type thing or not. So, we'll see. I don't care.
Okay.
I don't care about. I'm sorry.
I might hit up Jeffrey Oliver for some.
You go to Jeffrey Oliver. Right. I know people. I know what people want, and I know that. Do you have a website?
I don't anymore, really. I have one, but it's not even. I don't even list it anymore.
So I think I need to be. First of all, I have an email list I'm not even using, which I should use. It's just, you know what? This is a topic that I'm not crazy about. The thing is, where these conversations are going, it's like it doesn't even. I can't even talk about these things because it's like, first of all, I like the way the website looks.
Yeah.
But the problem is it hasn't changed.
Right.
So if it's going to change, it needs to be me doing it and updating it, or not.
So it's not going to. I think is really where we're. But man, the mood changed when I just said website in this room. Whoo, did all the fun suck out of this room.
You'll never get a good reaction from me, from someone going, I saw your thing and, what were you passed out? And what was the guy say? It looks like you're high, you're a hippie. Whatever it was. This contingent of the show, I will stay away from.
All right.
Not the contingent, but this topic.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Ixnay on the website way, Epo pay.
You seem to delight in the question.
I delight in knowing another's sore spot. Let's see. F says, I was trying to meet up with my sister the other day. She was running late. She told me, I know it's taking me a while. It's because I'm really hauling ass. I'm concerned she doesn't know what that means. Should I take her in to be put down?
Because, in other words, she's not using hauling ass correctly.
Yeah, I think she believes that her ass is a burden in this scenario.
No, because
as opposed to
you can make
propellant.
When you can make the argument that when you rush, you actually make yourself later, which is how I tend to run late.
Yeah.
Is to think I'm hauling ass, but I should just try and leave earlier,
right.
which, it's a lifelong thing.
Okay, then.
But I would find out if your sister really doesn't know what hauling ass means, I think you're going to have to let her know at some point. If she really thinks that the opposite of what she's saying is true, that her ass is making it harder for her to get there, it sounds like a familial problem I don't want to get involved with. You had a laugh. You weren't even involved with the show.
No, I wasn't. I was trying to think of a way to read the website thing.
Do it. Please do it. I agree with this. I love any email that starts with I agree with the criticism from the previous show. What do you want from me? I'm lucky I'm here.
It was constructive in the sense that he offered his services to help the problem, which is an old salesman ploy, of course.
This is like such a historical thing for me because someone actually bought my domain name before I bought my domain name.
You got cyber squatted?
Yeah, and then I just refused to work with him until he let it go. Which he did.
Yeah.
I didn't like the idea of, look, I bought it, but...
Oh, he tried to hold it hostage so he'd be your webmaster?
Exactly.
Wow. That's ill-conceived.
It is.
Chris Olson says, happy to hear that the fiddling horse is saddled up and chomping at the bit to be released. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I love it.
Even Chris didn't think he was going to get that, I don't think. Just wondering, when you accept your Oscars, who will you forget to thank? Chris, waiting for another typhoon in Osaka.
Well, Chris, I got to tell you something. We had a thing in California, a couple tornadoes, so I don't think you're the only one who's going to have a thing.
I had a typhoon when I was in Hong Kong. They ain't fooling around, them typhoons.
I am not going to work on my Oscar speech yet.
No, you shouldn't.
Would that be delusional? If I said, well, you know what? I think I have a good shot.
Yes, it would. For all of us, not just you. Let's be clear.
I've never seen you. I realize I've never seen you hold the mic like this. Do you?
I don't know why I am.
I like it.
I don't know. I think because I started to feel funny.
So good. Oh, boy. At least I know when I go home tonight, boy, was I on tonight.
I think because I'm leaning in and out to the computer screen.
Right.
Because I'm old and can't read that well. Stand By Your Man says, how about a round of Fuck, Marry, Kill? Choices are Mike Pompeo, Stephen Miller, Craig Melvin.
He is bringing up something that guy, Craig Melvin, is a very annoying person.
Yes.
Who's arrogant and has a little bit of the, all right, I don't know what the rest of you were told about breaking news, but let's really break it down now.
He's got a little black Chris Cuomo in him.
Black Chris Cuomo. But I don't know. I can't conceive of who were the other choices.
Stephen Miller and Mike Pompeo.
I can't.
Kill is self-evident on that list.
Yeah. And then what's the other choices?
Fucking marry.
I would marry Craig Melvin. Definitely.
Yeah. And fuck Mike Pompeo.
Oh, don't get me excited. I can't do the rest of the podcast now. Look, I'm not going to lie to you. I don't consider myself gay, but Mike Pompeo gets me going.
I'm in a Secretary of State of arousal.
Hey, let the State Department know I have an erection.
Another single entendre.
Another single entendre. Brought to you by Andy Kindler.
Larry Harold says, another pigskin season is upon us. Jelvis, were you ever pressured to play football? Andy, did you ever fantasize about playing football? Enjoy your coffee.
Isn't that funny that I would be considered an athlete?
Yes, Rudy. Enjoy your coffees and keep bringing the funny.
Well, I
Thank you for the
definitely,
coffees.
I thought I talked about fantasizing that I was going to play and became dissuaded because they picked on me but I felt bad for not playing and thank God I didn't play. I'd be dead. The only story could have been you never would have heard from me because I would have been killed.
I brought offensive lineman size to my teenage years, so I was occasionally encouraged to play football.
And did you play?
No.
By your dad and mom?
No, God, no.
Offensive
like
lineman.
They wanted to drive me to something else.
Yeah, I'm glad.
No, I mean, I played like flag football and stuff like that.
Oh, I played everything.
But I didn't, like, being a lineman, boring as shit to me.
That sounds like the worst job in the world.
It's not fun. It's, I was always coordinated, so once in a while I'd have like a coach who would like put me in a quarterback for some plays or something to make it interesting. But just being a big piece of beef and, football fans, back off. I understand there's some skill involved in those positions.
There is some skill. A lot of skill.
Jim Meehan says, tonight I walked past a hubcap lying flat in the grass and leaned it up against a pole so whoever lost it might see and retrieve it. And you wrote a little poem about it, too. Now I think making it more visible increases the chance someone else will get it. Did I do right? What is hubcap etiquette?
I think leaning it into a place where someone could see it is good. But then I would think someone could trip on it.
Well, I think your fears are unfounded, Jim, because either way, you performed a service. It's not just lying there in the grass. If someone takes it and puts it to use, whether it's the original owner or the newfound owner,
yes,
then there's been a net benefit.
You've done
society.
a mitzvah. You've done a mitzvah.
A mitzvah has been done.
Is that you? Who's rattling around things? I'm sorry. Is that Lucky?
Tommy Barcanero says, did you read the Bill Maher interview with Dave Marchese in which he says he's saving any discussion about his use of the N-word for his memoirs, bashed parents for raising their kids too permissively, and confirmed that he has a stripper pole in his guest house?
Okay, well, I got to read this article. It sounds terrible. What's the article? Who's written the article?
I think it's a New York Times article.
And who's the writer?
Dave Marchese, or Marchese,
Okay.
Marchese.
And I'll tell you something. Bill Maher's, I want to count in Bill Maher's memoir how many times he says, I kid the president. When's he writing his memoirs? He's not.
I bet he is.
Probably. I wish that meant that if that hastens his retirement, I'd be very happy.
So you don't like him?
I also, in that moment, lost all of my enthusiasm for not liking him.
Shiftless Element says, watching CNN, that BDO commercial is back in heavy rotation. Ever lose sleep wondering if that lady had the misfortune of paying taxes on that vineyard? I sure hope she didn't pay a dime.
Those BDO, people who know BDO is ridiculous. No one knows BDO. Why are you advertising? Nobody knows who they are.
Right, that's why they're advertising.
People know. It's BDO. I'll tell you who I won't use. Goddamn BDO. Oh, we can't do it. We need to bring BDO in here. I don't think so. Wow. Poncho.
Wait, I can hear the chisels on Mount Wrightmore.
Oh, you're so happy because you came up with Mount Wrightmore. I wrote it down, though.
I know. You should write more, and you wouldn't have to steal other people's jokes. Michael Lapsley says, hi, I read somewhere that James Mason once did a dramatic reading of the classic Milk Milk Lemonade poem. You
the what?
You wouldn't by any chance know what that would have sounded like.
If you do Milk Milk Lemonade...
Happy New Year to you both.
Is that what he wants you to do?
I believe it is.
Look... I'm going to have to look. Yes, I too was wondering what James Mason.
Well, I'm in a quandary now.
What do you do?
Now I don't know what to do. What would you like me to do? What shall I do?
Well, I think you could talk a little bit about Milk and Lemonade. It's your request, not mine. I'm perfectly happy for you to give the people what they want.
I'd rather send it down the block, around the corner, where fudge is made.
Nicely done and subtle.
Don Nuts says, hey, this is Television Savalas trying out a new name. What's y'all's favorite Asian cuisine? Also, show 125 is great as any episode before. I appreciate that.
Oh, yeah. What's his new name?
Don Nuts.
I like that, too.
Yeah.
I also like Shiftless Element, but is he trying... When people say they're trying things, sometimes they change their name is like...
It was Television Savalas. He's now trying on Don Nuts.
Okay, but you know how people change what you see? They go, Laurie Kilmartin will be in Denver?
Yeah.
I don't do that.
No, you don't.
Do you?
That's why people make fun of your website and shit.
That's not only why.
That's true. My favorite Asian cuisine is
Thai food? No.
I don't know.
Chinese, because you've had the best Chinese in the world. Kind of. Why am I filling in your experiences?
Yeah, I don't know. I like great examples of all of them, really.
That's true.
But pedestrian versions of them
all bad.
I probably do sushi more than anything.
Right, but sushi's a tough thing. Yeah, that's right. But sushi is still a tough thing to do well.
It's true. I agree. What's your favorite is Chinese, you think?
I think my favorite is sushi. I think my favorite is sushi, but is that an Asian cuisine? That's my favorite
yes,
food.
It is.
If I had my one choice food, it probably would be sushi.
Really?
I've come to really crave it.
Because it's not spicy. I have my teeth in. Is it spicy?
What a pathetic loser I am. Oh, God. Hey, Josh, can we start again? Because I have my teeth in.
I think it's going to be a good show because my teeth are here.
Because you can put my... Hey?
Tom the Tom says, do you guys keep up with more modern rock or indie music? Anything stand out to you with newer music? I'm no.
I'm open to anything new. Like when I listen to even like listen to the Personal Saturday, I listen to every music thing as if it's going to be great.
Yeah.
But I don't know enough about something new. And it's been a while since I have known about something. But I'm sure there is something great and new. God. I hate myself. No, I mean, I really do. Yeah. I think it's this could be
You're
a therapeutic.
Wrong.
I'm not wrong. I'm not wrong. This time I'm right.
James Curl says, I love the email last week that told the true demystified story of Woodstock. What are some Gen X cultural moments that you feel will be demystified in the future? Are there enough to even choose from?
I don't really know what Gen X refers to. Is it what time period?
Born, I would say, between 1966 and 1980.
And that's you.
Yes.
What do you think will stand up, or
what will be demystified? I think we tended to demystify things as they happened, but Live Aid was a big one, but I don't think it has an unnatural place in history.
Yeah. You loved Reagan, but maybe not now.
But I don't think that there were that things that we considered transcendent events, really. Yeah.
No, I feel like we were. I'm trying to think. I'm not in the group, so I can't even say.
Right.
What am I? I'm a boomer.
You're a boomer.
It's so disgusting. Why do I have to be a boomer? Why don't you just call it what it is? You're old.
Okay, well, you're a burden to society.
Yes, that's better. That's better.
Gomar Comer says, Andy, I had the spectacular pleasure of taking in the last 2 nights of the alternative show at JFL 42 in Toronto. All the comics were great, and you definitely hosted the show. Is that a compliment? You definitely.
I think it is.
Okay, good. Which comics were you most surprised, impressed, or delighted by?
Well, there were some people who were new, people that I hadn't, like a couple of new people, someone from Jordan, a Jordanian comedian.
Yeah.
I can't think. Do I have to look in my notes?
Yeah,
Who
look
was
at your
there?
notes. I'll compress the time.
Now, I will say that I love Tom Henry. He's one of my favorite comics I've ever seen, and every time I see him, he has like just like a style of Mitch Hedberg or George, whoever was like the Stephen Wright-ish.
Yeah,
but he's his own thing, and he's so great. But I've loved him for years. Adam Christie is great.
Yeah,
and John. The night with John Doerr was really, really fun.
Was it?
Yeah. So I enjoyed pretty much every night, although, yeah, I enjoyed pretty much every night.
Who was a huge disappointment to you?
You fucking idiot. I don't know why I called you an idiot. That was,
I don't know either, but I kind of liked it. It was a nice spin, yeah. Old Neptune's only daughter says, coming from the island of misfit goys, I never know whether to wish people a joyous or solemn celebration of Jewish holidays. So
I like the misfit goys.
So happy 5780 from the other Michelle who listens to Thought Spiral. Hi, Michelle.
Hi, Michelle. Well, you know what? I like that. I always forget when Rosh Hashanah is going to come. I like that people wish me I like to be reminded that I'm Jewish. It doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
I like it. I like being Jewish, but I can't.
That's good.
Because it's not going to change?
It's going to be tough to shake off.
But I wish I felt more connected to the rituals, which I don't feel that much connected to. So I don't know why I wish I do.
Yeah.
Do you celebrate anything?
Not really, no.
Yeah.
I mean, not with any...
Viv or Vim?
Well, just not with any religious rigor.
Yeah.
Because I don't... I don't know. I have a basic resistance to insincerity, and I feel like it is insincere for me to practice Judaism in that way. To say the prayers and go to shul and all those things doesn't make me feel any closer to God.
No, I agree with that, but I keep thinking,
and it never has. Even when I was being heavily indoctrinated, it never penetrated in a way.
Why do you think your parents
hit me in a spiritual?
Why do you think they wanted you to take so much?
Because that's what all of their friends did.
Okay, so it wasn't that
they grew up in Minneapolis conservative Judaism,
right?
And all their friends did too, or at least all the friends they were worried about being judged by.
Yeah,
and this was my mom,
Not your dad so much.
My dad, not so much, but it was just what you did. It's what her friends did to their kids,
right?
And so it was what she did to us.
Yeah.
And there's like no other explanation for it other than just you're supposed to.
It's so hard to separate the time period that we're in from...
And it might have taken more if they lived it.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, they were literally like dropping us off at the synagogue on Saturday.
So your mom
morning.
didn't show she wanted you to, it's interesting too, because I think my dad wouldn't have cared if my mom wanted us to have something.
Yeah. She just, I really think it was really seriously her fear of judgment by others that, I think she believed in it. I think my mom, was Jewish and she grew up in that same thing and it took with her more. But, she was a lapsed observer, and my parents it wasn't in their routine to go to the synagogue except to drop us off.
I think now that I think about it, I love
except for high holidays.
Right.
Which we went religiously.
I loved my, by the way, I heard someone doing I'm not a practicing Muslim.
Did they?
I made the Olympics or whatever it is.
Okay.
So
all right.
I think.
So do I feel vindicated? Can I feel vindicated?
You should have never not felt unvindicated. But I loved my cantor. I thought he was great.
Yeah.
And I love some of the songs. Like I love
my cantor is in the movie A Serious Man.
Singing?
Yeah.
Oh, you never told me that.
I might have.
Oh. I like some of those songs a lot. I like Shema Yisrael.
Yeah, my cantor is the cantor on the record for the bar mitzvah training, and he's singing at the end.
But did you have the same songs? Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu. I don't know. I like that song. There were some songs I loved. El Keloheinu, El Putabush.
It's not so much a song as the central prayer of the religion, by the way. The Shema.
Shema, yes. Yeah.
Andy just said the prayer that's stuck inside a mezuzah on people's doorposts.
Yeah.
And
but the tune is nice.
Yes. It is.
Yeah. Is that the whole song? Shema Yisrael?
No, but don't keep saying it because it'll offend real Jews if you keep saying God's name when you're not actually praying.
Oh, I'm sorry. What did I say?
That's why people say Hashem instead of the other one.
Those people can kiss my Jewish ass. I think my own anger at you went into the Judaism there.
Your anger at me?
Yeah.
I
don't know.
You applied your anger that you would usually apply to me towards Judaism? Is that what you're saying?
I don't know. I think it was just whatever I was trying there was weak.
All right. Septic the Third asks, other than your wives, who is the most beautiful woman you've ever seen in person? Andy's wife. Oh, my sainted mother.
Well, I've seen like Kate Beckinsale. She's pretty. I've seen her in person. Yeah. She's attractive. I like many women are attractive.
I think the prettiest woman I've ever seen in person wasn't a celebrity.
Oh,
so I don't know.
Why did I say celebrity? Oh yeah, because you would think about celebrities you can agree on and go, this person.
But it's not like I walk around with that vision in my head.
Right. I walk around with my head down.
I'm very big on not ogling. I really am. It's because I think it's douchey in guys so much.
Yeah.
I'm very big on the snapshot, not a tracking shot.
Right.
When I see an attractive woman.
I think it's very good philosophy. And I am more in the oogling school, but I wouldn't oogle.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm more like my mind wants to go, ow.
Yeah, and sometimes I do internally go, but you would never know it, and I'm not craning my head as I do it.
Right. But you're a very respectful man.
I know that it sounds like that's what I'm saying, but it's an actual point of.
No, I'm not.
I'm saying there's other ways that I'm plenty douchey. That's one that I have, reined in.
That makes sense.
Okay.
That makes sense. You're not saying you're better.
No, I'm better on that front. That I believe. Charles Nelson Randy, positive push, says, okay. I'm going to help him out with this. Oh, my little Jewish one, my Jewish one, when you gonna give me some Rosh Hashanah? Who you make my matzah run, got it coming out of my Rosh Hashanah, Rosh Hashanah, my Rosh Hashanah.
That was My Sharona by The Knack.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't do it right then.
That's very good. Was that the request?
That was the text of that question.
My Rosh Hashanah.
M. Ledsome says, I've timed this right to get a birthday shout-out from the original servo. I'm 9th October, so I share a birthday with John Lennon.
John Lennon, yes.
I think you mentioned Andy was the 19th? No,
16th.
it's the 16th, yeah. 19th is the premiere. Do you guys share a birthday with anyone else famous?
Bob Weir. And Your Body is a Wonderland. Who's that guy? You know.
Louis C.K.?
No, the singer. Plays guitar. Your body is a wonderland. You know that song.
I don't.
I don't care. Bob Weir. And also, I used to like that I shared it with Timothy, who used to be married to Susan Sarandon, but now I don't get excited about that anymore.
Yeah.
But he bothers me, that guy.
Yeah.
Tim Bottoms?
No. Tim, I want to say Burton, and I know it's not right.
We know
Tim Robbins.
Tim Robbins,
God
yeah.
damn it.
But Bob Weir. And Your Body is
I had Mr. T.
That's true. That's good.
Leo Sayer.
You make me feel like dancing. I want to dance the night away.
Raymond Burr.
That's pretty cool. That's gravitas.
Comedian Eddie Gosling.
Ah.
Al Franken.
I know I have more, but I can't remember the name of the song.
And M wanted a birthday shout out from the original Tom Servo. This is Tom Servo saying happy birthday, M, all the way in England. From mighty voice Tom Servo.
That's good.
And many more. I used to do Servo's voice for Paul Feig, and it would make him giggle every time. Not Tweet Bahara says, before he went to work in the White House, Stephen Miller was in a comedy duo with his brother Dennis. They had a great version of Who's on First. Their first special was called Just White, No Black.
Hey, you're going to do Dennis Miller and I'll do Stephen Miller?
Sure, Chunch.
Look, all black people have to leave the country.
Hey.
No,
Stevie,
you
hey, cool your jets. Just because the meat of what you're saying is dead on doesn't mean you can't say it without a fucking reference.
I just
attached.
think this country is for people who aren't Muslim.
That's fine, but add a hateful reference to it. Okay, Cha-cha?
Look, what the president says, the president gets.
Add a hateful reference like Stephen Miller to it. Gives it a little extra oomph, you know what I mean?
Look, Dennis, my career is much more happening than yours right now. I'm second in command to the world's greatest president that there's ever been. I'm not doing a Stephen Miller impression, by the way.
You're the Ayn Rand of douchebags.
How long did you have that? 10 seconds?
No.
5 seconds.
5 seconds. Joan Tuzet says, got a movie for you to homework if you never ever get back to it. Homework, that is. Should we do homework next week?
Yeah, I guess so. I would do it. I mean, now's a good time.
Sure.
If you could think of a movie.
But the one she's recommending I've seen, as have you, I bet, Death to Smoochie. DeVito directed, Robin Williams, Ed Norton, Catherine Keener, Jon Stewart, Harvey Firestein, Vincent Schiavelli, dark comedy, What's Not to Love?
I don't know about that one.
I didn't love it. That's What's Not to Love. I didn't love it.
Yeah.
But I did see it.
Death to Smoochie.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can watch a Robin Williams vehicle as part of homework.
Derek Faraci says, what are your top 4 impeachments? Mine are all federal judges. I don't want to bore you with
Oh.
Okay, the second Andrew Johnson is a particular favorite of mine.
This is going to be my favorite.
Yeah, this one's going to be good. Kenny Loggins III says, Josh, I just listened to your appearance on Gilbert Gottfried's podcast from a while back. It was hysterical. Thank you. Question for both of you. What's your favorite Gilbert dirty joke? I don't know all of Gilbert's dirty jokes.
I don't know his dirty jokes. My favorite joke of his is the Ben Gazzara is a great actor. How come he doesn't have a series? That's my favorite Gilbert Gottfried. And anytime he does Jackie Gleason.
Yeah, my favorite is still, hi, Gavin. Hi, Tony. How are you,
That is
Gavin?
really great.
Fine, Tony. W. Hoove J says, do you celebrate Rosh Hashanah? Any specific traditions you follow passed down from your families? Each year I find it harder to Jew.
Yeah, I think we've covered that as if the question was going to come. Both of us find it hard to. The only
But in some way, I mean, I guess in some ways I feel like I became, by abandoning the pretense of it, I became a better Jew in some ways. I mean, not a better Jew, but a better person.
Yeah.
In the sense that I feel what I rejected helped define what I believe spiritually. Does that make sense?
Yes. It does make sense.
Some of it was a process of elimination.
Yeah. I also can't tell you how great I feel as culturally to be Jewish. I feel that very strongly, that it's my people.
I do too, but it bothers me. It bothers me that my religion is also my nationality.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It shouldn't be, really. Or
Yeah, but there's nothing else. There's Eastern European,
Yeah.
you know, but that's still Jew, you know? And it's not like I'm embarrassed by it,
right.
but it's a strange identity because if you can't separate, you know, because it's both a genetic and a philosophical thing. And so you can't decide to not be one.
Yes, because, well, if there wasn't a fucked up world by this time.
Not
probably,
that I want to decide that, but I don't have the option, and that bothers me.
Yeah. It doesn't bother me. What bothers me is anti-Semitism.
Like you
still.
can stop being Catholic, but you're still Irish or Italian. You know?
Yeah.
You know? But you can't stop being Jewish because you're still a Jew.
That's true. I have mixed feelings about that.
But I don't want to. I'm not asking to separate from it. Please
No, but
be
you're
clear.
saying- yeah.
You know, it's not like I can't rinse this off. But it's an interesting thing.
It's been good for me comedically, and that I thank God for that.
You should lean on it a little. Oh, I've got a mountain for you. I think we're out of questions, and I'm out of patience, so it all works out.
Well, please. Do we have people to thank?
Yeah, we do. We got to go to the coffee people. Thank you so much to all the people who gave us a coffee this week or more.
I'm humbled by your generosity, and I meant that sincerely. Although it sounded like an insincere statement.
It sounded a little bit insincere, but I want to welcome our new monthly subscribers, Sean Furion, Sal and Georgie, George Smith, and Andrew Barrow.
Andrew Barrow.
Do you know Andrew Barrow?
No, it sounds familiar, though.
And I want to just thank everybody for their coffee. And Francesca, for example, gave us 20 coffees.
I think that Francesca may have been somebody who I met in Toronto who said that she just bought 20 coffees.
Yeah. That's worth
very
mentioning.
cool.
So
That is very cool. But it doesn't mean if you only bought one coffee.
No.
But if you bought like 100 coffees or whoops, that would be cool.
Others have done so.
Not
100.
No
one's got 100 yet.
Well,
That slot's still open, people. That record's there waiting to be broken. Huh? I think 25 coffees is the record.
Hey, how about should we do a matching thing like they do on the...
No, that would be us giving back money.
Oh, no, we don't want to do that. We'll match it.
But thank you so much for all that. We appreciate the support deeply. Buymeacoffee.com/thoughtspiral. If you want to help us without money, go to iTunes and give us a nice rating. I saw that some of you did this week.
Oh, that's good.
Give us a nice rating and a nice review, if you would.
Beautiful.
And buy my album Chunks wherever things are hearable. And buy Andy's album In the Future.
And get ready for the biggest...
I'm going to keep nudging him, people. I'm on your side. I think it should come out.
And also, we're getting excited about the thing.
The Fiddling Horse and Chelsea Film Festival, October 19th in New York. The following week, it'll be at the Golden Gate Festival, I believe.
In San Francisco, I hope.
In San Jose.
Oh. I pretended like I was disappointed. Oh, all right.
I would have gone to... That's it, man.
All right, man. I'm out. Kindler, hey, I'm going to end out this...
Could you be Audi instead?
Kindler Audi.
Sounds like a car dealership.
Come down to Kindler Audi.
Come on to Kindler Audi.
Ha ha! I'm going to laugh like I love that last thing.
All right.
Can't wait.
See you next week.
Ha ha!